What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for episode 13 of Guardians franchise. 4 seconds and Char's leaving. 4 seconds. That's crazy. Some of y'all might think I make it up, that she just doesn't want to hear me talk. She had been in here all morning. It's early afternoon here when I'm recording this. She'd been in here all morning. No issues, except that my mouth wasn't flapping. The second I start talking, she bounces. Anyway, we're here in the ALDS against the Minnesota Twins, our former division rival. They did not come with us to the AL Cobb when we had realignment, so we're now on opposite ends here as far as the AL goes. They're in the AL Ryan. They won that division, but we were 5 games better than them. We just happened to be with the dang Orioles, which if I'd have been thinking through that a little bit more, I might not have put us with all the AL Beast ball clubs. By the way, I'm also watching the Tigers game. It's Sunday the 26th. I'm watching the Tigers. They had I think an 8-0 lead or an 8-1 lead against the Jays. It's now 8-5 with 2 more runners on. If they blow this, I'm going to be livid. Absolutely livid. Obviously, the result will be long gone by the time this goes up. But yeah, I'm going to be pretty peeved. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's not linger too long. It could be, if it goes 7, this could end up getting pretty long. So let's pick up the pace. I'm going to go ahead and take the Char cam down because just immediately gone. The funny thing is, Jen's in her room playing video games. Her door's closed, so I don't even know if Char's going to be able to get in there. Henry's in here, too. He's just not on camera. So it's like we could have had a little double dog affair here for the playoffs, but no. They have to, one of them has to leave, the one that's on camera. So, Henry, if you want to come into this bed, buddy, you can. I'll put you on the show. Oh, cool. That sounds awesome, Dad. All right, so let's take a look at these Twins. 89-73 wins the AL Ryan division. We're not terribly surprised that they're a quality club. They are in real life, and obviously we're only in the second year. They made the playoffs last year with 93 wins, so they dropped four wins off their ledger, but still go ahead and take a division crown, which is pretty nice for them. Now, they got off to a pretty strong start, 33 wins in the first 2 months of the season, but then went 8-19 in June. Your classic June swoon there before picking it back up with a decent 14-11 in July, but then a huge 18-10, in August that completely wiped away the June issues. And then they kind of meandered into the finish line there with about a 500 record. Yeah, it looks like 16-16 in September, October. So not even about a 500 record, quite literally. So looking at the splits here between the batting and pitching, they're 6th in runs scored, 6th in runs allowed. Love that symmetry there. And a lot of their rankings, just eyeballing it, kind of live in that 5th to 9th ranking on both sides of the ball. I see some 4ths here. 4th in OBP, that's a good one to be up in. 4th in extra base hits. 2nd in WAR for pitchers. So that's one of those situations where maybe their results haven't quite matched where their skills are. Because you see 8th starters ERA, 5th bullpen ERA, but then 2nd in WAR says, they're getting their strikeouts, they're limiting walks. Maybe there's some home run issues that are causing some problems there. And you see they're 11th in home runs allowed. So that might explain that. Let's go ahead and meet this ball club and see what they run. Now, just looking at the lineup here, it's a lot different than Boston, where they actually have different handedness. I still can't get over how crazy that Boston setup was, where they had all lefty hitters except for Rafaela, and then literally all righty pitchers, rotation and bullpen. That's nuts. But here with the Twins, they've got a good mix in their lineup, and then only a couple lefty pitchers. So still a lot of right-handed pitching that we're going to have to contend with. But let's look at this team. So they got Jonah Heim as their catcher. They got him from Texas last year at the deadline, which is interesting, for Bailey Ober and David Festa. Wow. Now, Ober did not work out in Texas. In fact, he's just not really working out in this sim. His home run issues have just proven to be entirely too much. And he has home run issues in real life, but he does so much else very well that it doesn't really matter. Not in this world. For some reason, his stuff sucks here, which just isn't the case. I don't know if it's been going down via scouting or whatever, but he's not even on this team, so we don't need to get hung up on him. But that's how they got Jonah Heim. Kyle Farmer's the backup catcher. That's a little dicey. You would want more of a real catcher backing up if I would want that at least. They don't. That's their choice. They have Nick Castellanos over at first, and he found a rebirth here in Minnesota. He came to them at this year's deadline, and they did the Heim deal and the Castellanos deal on deadline day. So, they're kind of waiting until that big activity day to make their moves. And this one has been amazing. Nick Castellanos has now put up more WAR in 58 games with the Twins than he did in 24 and 25 with Philly combined by a ton. In fact, he was worth minus half a win in that time period with them. The better comparison would be that in 58 games, he put up the same WAR, 2.2, as he did in 157 games in 2023. So he came over here and just back in the Midwest, where he's done some of his best work, both with, or not both. I got three teams. Detroit, he had some pretty good seasons there. The Cubs, where he exploded, and then Cincinnati. I think that's kind of a forgotten piece of Castellanos' career because it was short-lived, and one of them was the 2020 COVID season, which actually didn't go that well, but then 2021 he popped off. I mentioned the Cubs. That was after the trade. He went crazy there. That's another 2-win trade acquisition. So maybe the move is to just get Casty down the stretch. Just trade for him. He feels that love of being wanted, and then it just goes bananas. But he's over there at first. Brooks Lee at second. Really nice prospect. Came up, had a brilliant season for them. Debuted last year for 48 games and was fine. This year took it to another level. 143 WRC plus and 6 WAR. Just an excellent up-the-middle guy there. Switch hitter as well. And Matt Vierling with a home run. There we go. Needed it. Make it 9-5. Okay, so then we go to Royce Lewis over at third base. Back-to-back 150 game plus seasons. I love that. I'm a huge fan of Royce Lewis, even though he is a part of the rival Twins to my Tigers. I don't care. I'll root for this guy. He seems like such a badass dude. Great player, but just cannot stay healthy. Even this year is the perfect microcosm of Royce Lewis's career because he got hurt on opening day, which sucks, and he's been out since. But he also hit a homer and a double. So he ran the entire gamut of his career in just like one half of a game where he showed his excellence and then got hurt. And the multiple injuries thing, I know people will make judgments about players, like their character and who they are because they get injured. It's almost never that. Almost never like an attitude or not taking care of your body type vibe that leads to injuries. And in the instances where it is, I don't believe that that's happening to Lewis at all. I think he's been snake bitten, his body just not cooperating. And hey, professional sports, even a non-contact one like baseball, is still difficult on your body. And I think that gets forgotten sometimes too, because it isn't like football, of course, at the high end, and then basketball and hockey. Obviously, lots of contact in those sports too. Baseball has very limited contact, but you're grinding on your body every day, and many of those days in 90 plus degree heat, depending on where you are in the country. So, I'm just taking up for my baseball boys a little bit. I'm not saying it's on the same difficulty, but leave Royce alone if you're one of those fools that's like, wow, he just must not be working out hard enough for some dumb shit like that. I hate that crap. Carlos Correa over at short has been kind of trying to get back in line here. He wasn't great in 2023, just kind of a modest 2-WAR season. Then 2024 missed time, 42 games. That's kind of the Correa way, unfortunately. But then a $149 this year, still only kind of a 2-3 win type guy, though. 95 WRC plus, but still puts up 3 WAR because he is a great defender over there. So, I talk about how I didn't love the Javi Baez deal when the Tigers did it, but the drum I was beating was Correa. Reunite him with Hinch, and at least in real life so far, that hasn't exactly worked out super well. Although, as I look at it now, no, that would have been an excellent move. I think I was thinking last year how he didn't really play that much, but he played 135 games last year. And then this year so far, 34 games, he's been excellent. He was excellent in 2022. So no, I stand by it. Tigers should have signed him instead of Baez. I mean, let's be honest. What wouldn't be better than Baez? I want him to find a fountain of youth and kind of get back on track. I'm rooting for him, but we can't just pretend that he's not terrible. Jay Hurley, who's this? Jack Hurley, unfamiliar with this gentleman, came over via Arizona around the deadline this year. That was July 23rd. along with my boy Carl Edwards Jr., the string bean slinger, going to be going against us in the playoffs, perhaps. I didn't look at the bullpen yet, but we'll see if he's out there. So he comes over. Those two both come over for Braylon Doty, who is an interesting prospect, 19 years old, decent pitcher, has a bit of a relief profile with just 45 potential control and a changeup that needs some work, but get him in the lab a little bit, high leader, high intelligence. Maybe he can figure some things out and become a starter for them. So not a bad move there for Arizona. I like that. And a good move for Minnesota as well, because they got Hurley here. Now, when they traded for Hurley, he was not meant to be part of their lineup here. So I wonder what happened, because he's been in the minors. He didn't play any regular season games in the majors. Okay, now, how come he's able to make the playoffs though, but my boy Condon isn't? Is it just if you're already on the 40? Because we had to add Condon to the 40. Maybe that's all it is. But anyway, Hurley again has not played in the majors for the regular season. Let's see what he's doing here in the playoffs. No, I think he's just making the roster now. Or no, they had a bye. Hello, Paul. So that's crazy, though. So he's going to pull a little bit of an Alberto Mondesi, make his major league debut in the playoffs. Now, Mondesi did it in the World Series, which was crazy. And he was like 5 years old. I think he was seriously 19. Let me look that up real quick. You know I got to check that out real quick. Mondesi debuted in the playoffs. Yeah, 19 years old, and it was the World Series. He got one at-bat, struck out, and it's like, well, there's your major league debut. That's just nuts. Well, Jack Hurley is going to do something somewhat similar there and get some burn in the playoffs for them. He's playing left field. Out in center, they got Buxton. Talk about snake-bitten injury guy. He's officially wrecked. It's Royce Lewis all over again, really, and that's probably the real tough part for Twins fans as they watch this happen to Royce. They're like, we just went through this with a world-class talent. Can we get one of them to stay healthy? And unfortunately, no. I will say, though, 2024, Buxton bounced back with a big full season, 630 plate appearances, and went 40-40 with his doubles and homers. Not the classic 40-40. I shouldn't frame it like that. I immediately realized that I have to say that that's doubles. It's not 40 homers, 40 steals. But he did go 40-20 as far as homers, steals. But then you throw in the 41 doubles as well. So an excellent year. But then this year, just 15 games. Injury strikes again. But he's back for the playoffs. So they got him when they need him most, right? Oh my God, just ravaged this year. Started in late May with an elbow injury, 1 to 2 weeks. Immediately after that, this was a day-to-day moderate injury. The literal next day, strained hammy out 6 weeks. Comes back, or I don't even know if he made it back because it's the same hamstring. I like this. Strained hamstring, hamstring strain. What the hell's the difference? But anyway, then that takes him out for 5 weeks. Then he finally comes back late August, fractured finger, out 4 to 5 weeks. Just unbelievable. But he's here for the playoffs, so they'll have him, and he'll be a threat. Max Kepler out and right, just a solid kind of league average type guy. Had a pretty decent season in 2024. Fell back to earth a little bit this year. Playing only 87 games was the big issue. His skills were pretty much in line with what he did the previous year, which have been in line with what he's done for the last several. But then he also got hurt. Okay, never mind. He had a head injury, precautionary reasons. He was out a day. But the real issue was the sprained ankle for 2 months. And then a sore elbow in spring. Okay, so it cost him mostly some spring issues, it looks like. That was just a day-to-day, the sore elbow on March 12th. But then May 20th, that's when he lost 2 months to a sprained ankle. So, but they're getting all their guys back at the right time. And then they got Brandon Lau at DH, who they picked up in a trade last June for Gabriel Gonzalez. Nice pickup. Solid player, 21 years old. Very much something the Rays would do as Brandon Lau gets older. And he came with Tanner Schobel, who's also a pretty decent player. Yeah, so that's a pretty good trade. That's very Rays to do that there for Brandon Lau. But they maybe thought they were getting out from under something because he had been really bad with the Rays in 2024. He got traded over and he did much better with the Twins, 110 WRC plus. Well, look who's back. Look Who's back, ladies and gentlemen? Grass isn't always greener on the other side, is it, Shar? Are you still talking about baseball? Jeez. This is ridiculous. Mom wouldn't open her door for me. I think the door was cracked, so she could have gotten in there, but she's back. Let's go. Anyway, Brandon Lau plays a full season. So again, I was saying the Twins or the Rays maybe thought that they were getting out from, a collapse, a potential collapse here, especially because his health isn't the best. Although they do give him normal injury proneness, which I think in real life right now, he's at least fragile. But he rebounded when he got to Minnesota and then had a really nice year this year. 33 homers, 124 WRC plus, nice 3-win type season. So he's a big threat as well. And then their bench guys, Farmer, I mentioned, Gio Urshela's back in Minnesota. They got him from Detroit, and he's been amazing. God, their trade acquisitions. They acquire somebody, and they are going to be better, it seems. Harold Ramirez also coming from Tampa Bay. And look at that. Oh, excuse me. He's coming by way of Toronto here. And he came at the deadline, and he's been amazing. Now, he had been doing well with Toronto as well, but just another trade acquisition for them that goes crazy. And then Matt Carpenter, Grandpa Carpenter, okay, they found one. Now, he's a minor league signing, though. He wasn't a trade acquisition, so that one doesn't count, but he has not been doing very well. On the pitching side, they've got Pablo Lopez as their ace, and he's been very good. He led the league in whip, so he's awesome. Marcus Stroman, solid Marcus Stroman, kind of, your mid-tier type guy, capable of good starts more often than not. Chris Paddock, kind of a 4th, 5th type, 4.99 ERA, 146 whip. So, not great, but certainly not terrible. We have to get to him with the homer. If we're going to beat him, if he's keeping the ball in the park, we're in trouble. If not, that's how we're going to get him. And then Louis Varland, same sort of vibe. Probably more of a 3-4 than 4-5, so he should, if I was running the team, he would be ahead of Paddock, but hey, don't fix your opponent when they're making an error. So start him later, sure. 4.74 ERA, 117 WHIP, and the same homer issue I had mentioned. But his skills are a good bit better too. So I think he's better than Paddock, but that's their choice. In the bullpen, we don't go over every single guy, but we'll just sort by innings. We see Topa. Wow. I always get excited about it when the computer uses relievers for more than just one inning at a time. And Justin Topa, 102 innings and 67 appearances, and Brock Stewart, 96 innings in 67 appearances, and even Miguel Castro, 85 in 61. Very good stuff here. And even Carl Edwards Jr., while we keep going down the list, 72 innings in 50 appearances. Now, part of that was in Arizona, but they leveraged him. Minnesota leveraged him even more since he's come over. And guess what? He's been amazing. Another trade acquisition who has been amazing. Now let's sort by shutdowns. And that's Yohan Duran has been rough. Oh, yeah, we talked about him. About, should they have been sticking with him? He's still their most talented, of course. But he's had a rough season. He does have 28 shutdowns against 12 meltdowns. But he does have a 5.54 ERA and a 136 whip. Another guy with a home run issue. Brennan Bernardino has a home run issue despite a really good 21% strikeout minus walk. So they got some diciness back there in their bullpen where the guys are good. They've got some good guys, but home run issues abound. Could be how we win. Come back late if we need to, or tack on late, if we're trying to extend a lead. Did Dalton Varsho just go yard, or did that get foul? I think that went foul. So again, two lefties, Bernardino and Steven Okert. Okert gets used more as a lefty specialist, which makes sense. He's really, really good against lefties. And then Griffin Jacks, Josh Winder. I guess those are the only guys we didn't name. So there you go. There's the Twins, and it's time to get started. So we're going to be a bit quicker on the front end of some of these games in the early part of the series, just in case it does go 7. I don't really want it to be a 2.5-hour video. I would enjoy it, but that's too big of an ask for people to watch 2.5 hours, of 7 games here. So these first couple in Minnesota, and then depending on how those go, maybe even the first 2 in Cleveland, we will kind of speed it up where we jump right to the 5th inning, and then we do some half innings, and then we start risping, and we kind of play it like that. So let's go ahead and get to it. Now with their setup, I don't think our roster is really going to change at all because Boston had all those righties, and there's only 2 lefties on this team. So we had set up for a barrage of righties. I don't think anything has to change with Bernardino and Okert being the 2 lefties that they have, right? So I think we just stick with that. And then as far as our pitchers, they had all those lefties. Minnesota, meanwhile, what's the count when we factor in switchies? So for their starting lineup against righties, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pure righties, 3 pure lefties, and then 2 switchies. And then Lee's better against righties. Oh my God, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa hit a homer. Are you joking me, dude? Come on, bro. Unbelievable, Tyler Holton. And Heim's better against lefties. So each switch has a different strength there. And we did put that extra lefty into the bullpen to account for the crazy Boston setup. I think we can still leave it. You know, we got 2. So we're going to put somebody in the bullpen here. We're only going to go 4 starters because we will have the days off. Now, the question is, should that be Eflin or somebody else? Because for me, it always feels like these like low stuff guys, they don't translate as well into the bullpen for obvious reasons. So, I mean, the great control here, I love that. But I don't know. I wonder if just a more of a strikeout guy. I mean, McKenzie isn't much better there. He's only got a 50 stuff. It would maybe be, well, Allen's only got a 50 as well. For some reason, I thought he had 55. So I guess we just don't really have a great option in there that's going to be a strikeout guy. The question is, if it's Allen, then that's, 4-4, 4 lefties, 4 righties in the bullpen. So, dead even split. Actually, I wonder if maybe getting the extra bat is the way to go. Cut one of these guys out and get an extra bat, because now with the off days, I think we can go back to 14-12. And then do we get somebody like a Banez who can come off the bench against lefties, even though they've only got 2, or maybe a Watson who can come off the bench, play some defense, can hit righties a bit. Not the worst against lefties. If he had to face one, can run. So that gives him another dynamic. Because we have DeLauder, lefty, Freeman, righty, Naylor, lefty. And we can use Naylor as a true pinch hitter because we have Fry who can also catch. So I love, that's the one thing I do love about having the 3 catcher setup there, is you can use him as a true pinch hitter. I'm laboring on this a bit. My apologies for that, because Jonathan Rodriguez is also kind of intriguing. Because he brings the power off the bench, and he's a right-hander, so he would be the answer to what's his head, DeLauder. 1 lefty, 1 righty there. Yeah, I think if they had more punishing lefties, I would be interested. I'd probably go Renfroe, to be honest, because of how great he is. But I wonder if it's maybe just Watson, because he could even play the outfield if need be. I think he just gives more, when I say range, I don't necessarily mean on-field range in this instance. I mean range of things he can do for us off the bench. All right, I need to make a decision on this. I'm sorry. I'm laboring way too much. Let's kick somebody out here. Should it just be Funderburk? I really like him against lefties. Maybe Bradish. Bradish is kind of boring, right? Like, he's solid. He could eat up innings if we ever needed him to in a game, but he's not any different than putting McKenzie or Eflin in the bullpen. Yes, I think we send Bradish off right now. Removed from playoff roster. Then we go Watson. And then we send Eflin to the bullpen, which, like I said, his skills don't translate great there, but at least he's not going to walk guys. And I would see using him if a starter has a bad outing. We bring in Eflin to kind of do a 3-4 inning type vibe if we needed it. So we'll see how that goes. All right. What is it going to be, like 30 minutes? 25 minutes. Okay. I can't not look at the team though, right? So I don't know. I kind of police myself on these. Nobody's ever said like, oh, you take forever before you start the games. It's kind of my own thing in my head where I have a hang up about it. I'm not really sure why. So maybe I just need to get over it. All right, so we got Cantillo v. Lopez for game one here. And it is, pretty much summer weather here in Austin. So while I am wearing a sweatshirt, I like my little Guardian sweatshirt, I got to turn the fan on there. So if you heard that noise kick up, that's what that is. All right, let's get into it then. Oh, you know what I didn't do at all against Boston? I didn't do the lineup comparison. I love looking at these. I know that they're not an end-all, be-all, but they're always fun for me. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, and then a tie. So we lose 6-3-1. We get Jimenez over Lewis, which I'm not even sure I agree with. Again, it's based on the rating. So when I give my little opinion like that, I'm not disagreeing with the empirical data here. I'm just saying like how I view them. So I'd probably say Royce over Jimenez, but then I would turn around and say Ramirez over Lee. So those end up going different ways there, but it should be 1-1 however you slice it. Then they give us Naylor over Casty. Well, if you're talking about playoff or post-trade Casty, that's probably closer to even. We get Kjerstad over Buxton. Or no, Buxton over Kjerstad. Sorry. They get that by a mile. Not only is Buxton on fire, but he's a 65 versus a 50. I just misread that. Then Lau over Stowers. That's probably a draw, but I'm not going to quibble. Correa over Bailey. Oh, it's doing lineup. I like to do by position. Sorry, I'm a moron. Let's start over. Yeah, because now it's 5-5. There we go. Bailey over Heim. Yes. Naylor over Casty. Yes. Lee over Arias, of course. Lewis over J-Ram over Lewis. I'll take it. That one's close. To me, but J-Ram's better. J-Ram is a super duper star, has the track record to prove it. But I mentioned how much I love Royce. We get Jimenez over Correa. Let's go, baby. But then we get Valera over Hurley, but then they get Buxton, Kepler, and Lau over DeLuca, Kjerstad, Stowers. Can't really argue with that. They get Pablo over Cantillo. I get it. Pablo led the league in whip, but that's a draw. Come on, that's a draw. But we'll take it. 5-5. Let's get into it. Game one. I got my little board up here to show you guys what the series is at any moment. Let's move Shar. No, don't freaking move me, boy. How's that working? I think that'll work. I mean, because, during the gameplay, some things might be obstructed, but it's on the sides there. So I think this should work. All right, we still do our ceremonial, first batter as we always do. 2-2 count coming, and Jimenez punches out. But now we're going to jump. Actually, I said fifth. I think we'll jump to the fourth. And we're down 5-2, okay? Now we'll jump to the sixth, and it's 5-3. Okay, I like that. We'll do a risp for us. Bybee's in now. So Cantillo got absolutely dumpstered. They go to Bybee there. Eflin, Bybee, same diff. That's exactly what I would have wanted, was one of those two. It happens to be Bybee here, and that's okay. He's thrown 2 1/3 perfect so far. And now Bot 6. He's at 29 pitches. We're going to hit him with a risp. Nothing for them. Top 7 now. Let's get the pen warm. Let's click on that 15 times before it works. I love that. The good thing about me is little things like that going wrong never frustrate me. I take them in stride. That's what they call me, Mr. Take It in Stride Sporter. When technology fails, you want to know one guy that's not going to freak out? It's this guy right here. By the way, they can use Eflin because he's at 26% stamina. So Bybee makes even more sense now. All right, we'll hit a risp for ourselves real quick here. Again, we're going to be a little bit quicker in these first couple games. 46 pitches for Bybee. He's done. Great work for him. 3 1/3 perfect with 3 punchies. Brilliant work for him keeping us in the game here. So then we got Kepler, Lewis, Lee. So left, right switch. So we really run the gamut here. Do either of the Arias or Espino have tight splits? Arias definitely favors lefties as a lefty. Espino, Has a little bit of tilt to righties, but I'm going to go with Espino. We mentioned that we were going to put him in some spots to really kind of regain his trust with us. And, you know, it's been a mixed bag so far. In fact, what did he do in the Boston series? I truly don't remember. He pitched twice, one good, one bad. So mixed bag, like I said. I was just going off the composite, but I couldn't remember the breakdown of it. All right, so we'll do a RISP for them. And there's 2 on, 2 out. But a chance to get out of this. Get Buxton here. Come on. Buxton swinging first pitch. And it's a little tapper to short. Over to first to retire the side. Let's go. It's running a little stilted, and I'm not entirely sure why. Might need to do a restart after game 1 here. I think I did a fresh restart of the game when I got up this morning and started doing stuff, but whatever. All right, top 8. Of course, they're going to Duran. Not going to whine about the 2-inning save thing. We've got Josh, Kerstead, and Stowers. See, I said Josh instead of Naylor. All right, let's do one more risk for us. And then not, well, no. I'm going to do batter by batter. It's the 8th inning. We can afford that. And Naylor's going to rip one into the right center gap. That's going to get down. That's going to be an extra base hit for Josh Naylor. Sliding in with the double. Let's go, baby. We got the tying run up in the form of Heston Kerstead. Full count pitch coming to him. Strike. Oh, dang it. What did I say earlier, too? With this bullpen, homers are the way to get them. Stowers, you got a big chance here. We got 2 big power guys. Kerstead struck out. Stowers with a chance here. What can he do? 0-1 pitch coming. The ball gets away. Naylor's going to get to third. Okay, now Naylor has to score. We have to make this 5-4 for the love of God. 1-2 pitch coming now. Oh, God. I knew it. I said, oh, God, because I knew it was going to be a punchy. That leaves it up to Bailey. 3-1 pitch. We'll take a walk. Or he'll swing. But he gets through. Let's go. I thought the first baseman was getting that based on the animation. 5-4. Patrick Bailey comes through big. I shouldn't have doubted him. Switch hitting catcher in the playoffs. I've got great history with that. Mostly due to Drew Romo, but Patrick Bailey has some love in previous sims for us as well. All right, so it'll be Valera now. 1-0 pitch coming to him. And he's going to rip one to left, but it will be playable. We do get one. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Down 5-4. Let's go ahead and sit Arias. He's been warming up for a bit. If anyone's going to come in, it will be Elmon. Let's do a RISP for them. And they get nothing. Okay, so top 9. Duran's back out. Arias, DeLuca, Jimenez. Sorry, Gabe. No shot you're taking this at bat. It's going to be DeLauder or Watson. It's just a matter of which. It's got to be Watson. A, because we only have to use one resource, because then he can just play second. And frankly, DeLauder's power just isn't developing. He's 24. I'm not freaking out that it can't develop, but I really want to see some push forward this offseason. So here's hoping. But all right, let's see what Watson can do for us here. 2-0 pitch coming. Dead red. You got to be swinging, baby. It's a hard grounder to short. Correa fires over to first. 1 down. Johnny DeLuca now. Full count. Strikeout. And now Jimenez. 2-2 pitch coming to him. And a little tapper to the mound. Should be an easy play. And that's ball game. And just like that, we're down 1-0. But hey, we lost the road game. Y'all know my little cliche. But for those of you that are new, I'll say it. Series doesn't start till the home team loses. If you hold serve, again, when I understand that eventually, if you are the team that is, doesn't have home field advantage, you will have to win on the road at some point. My idea behind that, or the idea behind that, when my dad always told me, which is why it was ingrained into my head, is that there's no need to panic, right? Like, it stinks to lose. Of course, you want to win, and stealing one at home off rip would have been amazing, but it's not an end-all, be-all situation. By the way, we've got an editor now, and that is greatly appreciated. The NotoriousKEV, K-E-V, and this might not even make the video that I'm announcing him here. He can decide if he wants to leave it in, but I want to speak directly to him and say, I'm going to go ahead and restart the game. You can definitely cut that part out, because we'll see if that's what's causing issues real quick. I'm a chronic saver, so I'll do the double save there just so nothing busts. And then we'll hit a quick restart on him, because that was running a little stilted, and I'm not really sure why. So we'll quit, and we'll come back in, and hopefully that tightens things up. Games actually run very smooth this year. I think somebody mentioned it in a previous episode about how the sims are much quicker too, and I have noticed that. I had a lot of complaints last year where it would take forever, and I was just like, why is it so slow? Like, I don't have a terrible computer. I don't have like a super computer, but I certainly have a capable one, and it would just take forever. But this year it's much quicker. Even when the save happens, at the beginning of the week, pretty prompt. So big ups there for the devs, kind of speeding up the processing. All right, so we're down 0-1. We go into game 2 here. Let's go ahead and sim through the day, see what the matchup's going to be. It will be a save. I do save daily in the playoffs just because like I said, I'm a chronic oversaver. Got a bunch of minor league scouting reports coming in. So you see that big email number come in. It's nothing. I don't want to say it's nothing important. The scouting reports are important, but they're not something we need to look at, is what I mean when I say that. All right, so we go right into game 2. Raylo v. Stroh, and they give us the edge there. So now we're up. Wait, oh no. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I was miscounting there. It is 6-4 now. All right, let's do this one, and let's jump right to the 5th this time. Sometimes that confuses me. Like, it makes sense. I'm not saying the game is wrong, but when I say jump to the 5th, for some reason I think go through the 5th, which is, again, wrong on my part. I'm the goofus here. So we are through 4. It's 1-1. Raylo's pitching very well. So is Stroh. A Buxton homer was matched by a Josh Naylor homer a couple innings later. And we'll do a couple half innings here. We get nothing in the 5th. They get 1. Dang it. So we're down 2-1. Top 6. We'll get the pen going just to be safe. I don't know if you guys can hear that little scritch noise, but Henry's scratching himself while still laying. Like, he didn't want to get up and do it. He was still just laying, so it was catching the pillow and making a bunch of noise. I wish I had like a third camera that I could angle over there, because he loves his pillows so much, and he looks so cute over there just being a little goofus. All right, so we got the pen warming just in case. Raylo's at 64 pitches, though. He is dealing, but I just don't want anything to, sneak up on us. So we'll do another half inning here, and we get nothing. Here's hoping that they don't either. I'm going to do a RISP on this one. Okay, they got a runner on second with 2 outs. 73 pitches for Raylo. Let's go ahead and give him Buxton. Buxton swinging first pitch. Already has a homer, but this will be a ground out to retire the side. Bang, let's go. All right, so 2-1 going into the 7th. Josh Winder's out for them. Stroman ends up going 79 pitches, 5 2/3. Oh, Winder came in to finish last inning. So, I mean, Raylo could keep going. I'm not sure that we need to keep pushing him, but what a great outing for him. I think we will go to the pen regardless. They've got Lau, Castellanos, Kepler coming up, so I think we're going to go to Funderburk. Former Twin, by the way, revenge match. Claimed off waivers. Although they gave us a little sleeper cell here because he put up a 7.79 ERA and 1.67 whip for us, so they sabotaged us. All right, we'll do a RISP for us, and we get nothing. So it's stretch time. We're down 2-1. We will go to Funderburk. He is tiring, but hopefully he's not like dead or anything. All right, Lau. Full count pitch coming. Lefty. Walked him. Brutal. Leadoff walk to the lefty. One of the chief reasons you're in here is lefties, and you walk the first one you're facing. Gotta be kidding me, dog. Let's get Almon back up. Castellanos now 0-1. And he's going to rip one into left for a base hit. That's going to be runners on first and second with nobody out. Had to see if Lau was going to go to third. It was unlikely, running right in front of the left fielder there, but you never know. So it'll be Kepler. You got to get this lefty out. 2-2. Punchy. Big. It'll be Correa now. Correa and Heim. Correa, way better against lefties. I believe Heim is too. Yep. So that's going to be it for Funderburk. He goes 3 batters. Gets one of them out, so yikes on that one. Alamon, 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to short, flips it to second, back to 1. Double play. Bang. Absolutely massive there. And I don't know, if you guys were watching and not second screening, I gave a pretty big eye roll when it was 3-1 because I was thinking that he was going to walk the leadoff runner just like Funderburk did, and I was going to be pretty pissed about it, but he didn't, so I retract my eye roll. I unroll them. All right, it'll be Griffin Jax here in the 8th. They can't go to Deuteron for another 2-inning save because he's cooked. Jax, he's like one of the few who doesn't have a bad home run suppression from a rating standpoint, but he still did give up 1.2 homers for the season. So he wanted to get in on the action, but they're like, no, you actually have a skill to not allow homers. He's like, nah, I gotta be with the rest of the team. I have to give up homers. It's what we do as a bullpen. All right, so we've got Jimenez, Ramirez, Josh, the top of the order. Oh my God, it's 9-8. Oh boy, Foley giving it up in the 8th. Ay, ay, ay. Dude, if we lose this game, I swear to God, Tigers, we are in a spiral right now. If we drop 9 and still find a way to lose, I'm just going to freaking be so angry. All right, Jimenez, get us started here. First pitch swinging. And he's going to rip one into left for a base hit. Tying run, now on first. J-Ram with a big opportunity. 1-1 pitch coming. Little tapper. Jack's off the mound. He's going to get it. Can he make a play? No, he goes to second. And another one of those where the animation absolutely sucks because he was there by a mile, but apparently Jax gets the lead runner. I don't like those. They really frustrate me. I understand. I talk about it a lot. Pay attention to the text, not the animation. They got to tighten up those, though, because there's a bunch of different ones like that on the infield where the base runner gets there, not barely ahead, markedly ahead, where you would think that, he just couldn't make a play on it. Those in-between type plays, which happen a lot in real life. So it wouldn't even be unrealistic. But then he throws it, and apparently it was in time, and it's a bad experience. Not the end of the world, not game-breaking, but could be fixed. All right, Naylor's been our hottest hitter here in the playoffs. He's got 3 bombs, 7 ribs, and a 360 average. Josh is the only one in the lineup right now, so I can get away with some Naylors here. Until Bo is in the game at the same time, you guys got to let me get away with that. 0-2 to Josh here, though. I would have been better off with Bo. God dang it. My opinion turns quickly. I'll praise somebody, they strike out. I'm like, what a loser. Nah, he's been a god. He got there, but it's all right. Kerstead with an opportunity. He's first pitch swinging. He doesn't want to strike out. But the ball's going to get away. That kicked away big time. Nasty pitch there by Jax. Couldn't corral. Heim couldn't corral it, so Ramirez gets to second with 2 outs. 2-0 to Kerstead. He rips one to center, but should be playable for Buxton and is. So we get the leadoff runner on and only advance him via wild pitch. We head to the 8th, down 2-1. Elamon, I'm going to do a RISP, and they get nothing, so we go top 9. Stowers, Bailey, Valera against Jax, going for the 2-out save, or 2-inning save, I should say. Full count coming to Stowers. Struck out back in the 6th, and he walks here. Let's go. Leadoff runner on, tying run, and you know what? He's a pretty good 50 base running. He's fine. He's fine. He's not amazing, but I don't know that I want to use a runner for that. Well, I think I'm going to immediately contradict myself. What I meant to say was I don't think I want to use Watson for that, and I stand by that. And there is a 3-run homer by Dalton Varsho. The Tigers are now losing. You got to be fucking kidding me, dude. Tough part is, too, I love Dalton Varsho. I was all over him for fantasy this year. Unfucking believable, dude. I don't think we have 9 runs the rest of the week. I truly have no idea. It's probably close. And so we finally get 9 here on Sunday, and now we're down 11-9. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. But yeah, what I was saying initially there, in my head, I said I don't want to use somebody for pinch runner. I really meant Watson, because I knew that he would have plus base running. He has too good of a bat to waste. Freeman, however, is not a bat that I'm like dying to ever use, right? We're here in the 8th inning. The guys that we would use DeLauder, Watson, Naylor, and Fry. I think we'd use all 4 of them ahead of Freeman. So putting him in for Stowers with the tying run there, I think makes some sense. So let's go ahead and do that. It's the 9th, by the way. I think I said the 8th because I was thinking of the Tigers game. All right. Bailey with an opportunity here against Jax. Now, I love Bailey. He had a great season for us, but I wonder if this might be a spot for Naylor. Bo, in this case. As frustrating as he's been, things really haven't gone his way. He's had a pretty dreadful season. God, he's been so bad. I'm torn because, I know, the stats are what, the ratings are what matter and all that. And so you would think go with the guy with the better ratings. Over time, that's going to prove to be better. But I kind of like to play like the baseball aspect of it too, of like trust the guy that's been there all year doing, well, since we traded for him, but who's been there doing the job, putting up a decent 89 WRC plus. He's not some big bat. I don't want to overstate what Bailey's done, but he's also the better defender. And if we do tie it, I think we want him. I'm not trusting Bo right now. I think the only change I would do would maybe be Watson and then put Bo in to catch. But no, I'm going to stick with Bailey. Let's see if he can deliver for us. 2-2 pitch coming to Patrick Bailey. Struck him out looking. All that discussion, and then it's a strikeout. But that happens sometimes, right? You go through all these machinations, you make these plans, and then it could be like a one-pitch ground out too. Those are even funnier. You do all this work, and it's like, oh, one pitch, and he's gone. And it's gone. All right, Valera now with one out. 1-0 pitch coming to him. Ground ball. Taps first, throws to second. Won't be in time, so we avoid the double play there. Freeman advances, but there's 2 outs with Arias coming up. And we've kind of made this a standing thing where we do pinch hit for him late. And that is where Watson comes in and makes a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and do that with our last out here and see if we can keep it going. 1-2 to Watson. This is a punchy all day. Nope, it's ground ball up the middle, but Correa makes the play. At least it wasn't a strikeout. I was wrong there, but we do go down 0-2. So, Twins hold serve. We're not dead or anything, but couple winnable games, I think, is the tough part there. Now, you could spin it the other way and say, hey, you held tight in Minnesota, go home, win 2, and then turn it into a best of 3, and we're fine. That's what we need to do. I mean, that absolutely has to happen, or else we're dead meat. So let's go ahead and do that. We do get an off day as well, get the bullpen rested. That'll give them Duran back as well. A worthy trade, though, to get our pen fully rested. All right, 5-4 and 2-1, so a couple one-run losses. And we come home for 3, too, so that is worth pointing out. We hold serve all the way, go up 3-2, then we only have to win 1 in Minnesota to cap it. Rocchio's back, which is great, and we're going to bring him right on. He had an excellent season, so I think... we can't, though, right? Yeah, we would need somebody else to be injured to do that. So that sucks. I'm actually kind of mad at myself for not being on top of that, to know that we could have maybe put him on preemptively, played down a man for 2 games just to have him. So I'll eat that one, y'all. I wasn't even thinking about it. I doofed it. But no sense crying over that. We gotta move forward with what we've got. Yeah, roster move's not allowed. I knew. I just had to see. Plus, it's full anyway, so I think even if for some reason it was allowed, they would still have said you have to remove somebody first. All right, so game 3 is going to be Chris Paddock, Logan Allen. Obviously, it's a must-win situation. There, we're not saying anything too detailed by pointing that out. That's just how it is. We do get the pitcher edge again, so that's nice. It hasn't helped us yet. Or I guess I shouldn't say that as if we didn't have the edge for both games. They had Lopez over Cantillo, and then we had the game 2, who I can't remember right now. Who gives a shit? Let's get into game 3. Raylo over... Who was their game 2 starter? I don't remember. Who gives a crap? All right, Allen, come on. Get us started, baby. What do you say? 1-0 coming to Lewis. Ground ball to first. Oh, good cover there by Allen. All right, let's take it to the 5th. All right, we're up 2-0. Let's take it to the 7th. It's 2-1 now. Okay. We're still leading. That's great. Allen is at 71 pitches. Nice and efficient. We love it. Let's go ahead and get Henches. And let's get Clase going. Well, no, I don't want to bring him in before the 8th. So for this inning specifically, it would be Henches or Espino. All right, so they've got Buxton, Lau, Castellanos. So it's right, left, right. But we're going to trust Allen here against Buxton because we want him to face Lau. And then we'll make a decision after those 2 guys. Excuse me. Full count. Struck him out. Excuse me. Sorry, I got like a hiccup burp there as I'm trying to announce the strikeout. Okay, Tigers tied it up. Let's go. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention there. And a baby can, huh? Bottom 8, it's 11-11 there. All right, got to get Lau out here. Full count. Walked him. What is it with walking Brandon Lau with these lefties? Now, I know he's got a good eye. Nice little 55. Just wanted to see if it was better against righties or lefties. No, so it's equal, right? So he sees the ball well, but come on, dudes. What's his split? What are his splits like this year? Okay, he's held his own against lefties. Credit where it's due. He's been pretty good. 128 WRC plus against righties, 110 against lefties. Lefty being above average, that's impressive. All right, so wow, this Buxton, Lau, Castellanos trio is all on fire. Castellanos is carrying over his excellence from the trade deadline into the playoffs. He's 4 for 7 with 2 bombs right now. A casual 2095 OPS, 2095 OPS. I know it's 7 at bats. That's still silly. He has to face Espino. So, Allen, you did brilliantly, bud. 6 1/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, 1 run, 8 punchies. It was the Buxton homer. So, hats off to you. We'll give you a little tip of the cap and literally take our hat off to you. And now it's time for Espino to come in and hopefully snuff out this potential threat. 1-0 coming to Casty. Oh, God. Lace to left, but reeled in. Let's go. At a baby, DeLuca, or Valera. DeLuca's in center, of course. Jonah Heim now with 1 on, 2 outs. 2-1 pitch. And he lifts one to right. Deep, but playable. Bang. Whew. So we work around the walk. And it's stretch time here in Cleveland. We're up 2-1. Brock Stewart's in for them. And he'll get Valera, Arias, DeLuca. And we'll hit a risp. And we got DeLuca on second with 2 outs. Okay, Jimenez, 1-1. Ground ball to second. Easy play for Lee. And that'll retire the side. So we head to the 8th. Still up 2-1. Espino now will get Hurley, Kepler, Lewis. Nah, I think we got to go Henches. He is tiring, but that's all right. He should still be good to go. And we'll get Clase going in case shit gets real sticky. Oh, first pitch swing here for Hurley. Little tapper to first. Naylor takes it himself. 1 down. And then Harold Ramirez is going to come pinch hit here, which makes sense. And he gets +5 BABIP and avoid K against lefties and +5 I. So he's definitely better against them. Stats-wise this year, stats-wise, he has not been. Now, he only has 59 plate appearances against lefties, which is a tiny sample. Even 179 against righties. Let's be clear, that is also a pretty small sample. But he's been owning righties and just getting dumpstered by lefties. Very uncharacteristic of Harold Ramirez. For his career, he's only like slightly above league average against them. But that's mostly because he doesn't have a ton of power. 293 batting average is really good. Either way, we need Henches to step up and get him right here. He's first pitch swinging. And it's a little ground ball to short. Boom, 2 down. Nice play by Jimenez, and that'll leave it up to Royce Lewis with nobody on. That's the best way to face him. 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. Sam Henches comes in, drops a 1-2-3 8th inning, and we head to the bottom up 2-1. Still trying to get that insurance. It'll be J-Ram, Naylor, Kerstead. This is the right time to get that insurance, y'all. We got 4 potential lefties coming up. Ramirez being the switch, hitting lefty, and then 3 lefties against Stewart. Unless they bring in a left-hander, and they have Okert and Bernardino, unless they bring in one of them, I mean, we're sticking with this group. Hell, even if they do, I think we're sticking with this group. I don't think I would take out Kerstead or Stowers against the lefty for, because for who? I guess it would be for Fry. So maybe we'll see. Let's get to that point first. Hopefully with runners on. J-Ram 3-0. They don't want that smoke. That's a 4-pitch walk, baby. Ooh, I want to run, but I'm not gonna. He's not like a high volume based stealer. He's a high efficiency based stealer, but let's not push it. He does have an 89% success rate this year, 16 for 18 for J-Ram, but I don't want to push it right now. Let's let Naylor do his thing. Jax is coming in, so they do make a pitching change, but they go back to the righty. The off day helped him out here so that he can go again. So they'll have Jax and Duran available. Let's see what Naylor can do, our hottest hitter going. 2-2 pitch coming. And they called a balk. Jax is beside himself. He wants an explanation from the ump. So we don't need to steal because Ramirez gets there on a balk. Oh my God. The tying run, or the tack on insurance run is now in scoring position. That's another thing about stealing with Ramirez. I think I was acting like we were down 2-1. Of course, I don't need to steal with him when we're up 2-1. I desperately want this insurance run, though. 2-2 to Naylor. Cracked to second. Lee fires over to first. Ramirez does make it over to third, so he's only 90 feet away with just one out, and that's going to give Kjerstad a real opportunity to drive him in. 0-2 pitch coming. Punchy City. Damn it. Stowers. First pitch swinging. And grounds it over to first to retire the side. All right. So we had an opportunity there. We couldn't get it done. That said, we're still up 2-1. So don't cry and carry on, Paul. It's fine. Right switch right. You know we got to go Class A here. First appearance in the series. Trying to shut it down. Give us our first win. Full count coming to Correa. And he's going to drop one in the center for a base hit. Leadoff runners on. Dude, Ernie Clement almost went yard off Mason Englert. That would have pissed me off. If Ernie Clement and IKF go yard in the same game, swear to God, I'm flipping this table and I'm going to bed. I don't care that it's 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to bed. Brooks Lee now with a runner on, 2-1. Ground ball to third. Goes over to second. Back to one. Double play. Let's go. Double play. Atta baby. Look at Arias with the big turn. Yes. It'll be Buxton with the bases empty. 1-1 pitch coming. And we hit him. Oh, my God. So the tying run's on first now with speed after a hit by pitch, and it's Brandon Lau. Well, we got to trust our guy here. This is our closer. He's got to be able to get lefties out because Castellanos looming. I'm not going to bring in a lefty, even though we have one batter minimum. Yeah, so I could go lefty and then go right back to a righty, but we're trusting Class A. First pitch, lifted to right, playable, ball game. It's 2-1. Or that we're down, I should say. And of course, I put it in that order there. You know, it says 1-2 here, so anybody looking up can easily know that we're down. I used to write out like down 2-1. Instead, I'll put it like that. I think that's easier. Kjerstad did go 3 for 4, so he had that late punchy that was kind of annoying when he had the RBI opportunity, but it's not like he didn't have a great game. DeLuca went yard. That was massive. And like I mentioned, Buxton did go yard for their run. So Allen was brilliant. The bullpen just as brilliant for 2 2/3. And we go to game 4. It's going to be Varland versus Tristan McKenzie here. And I think we're going to speed a good bit through this one. We're going to jump like right to the 6th. Just because if this goes 7, like I was saying earlier, it could end up being a really huge episode. Zach Kent is retiring. Now, he's not a stud or anything, and I've noticed this around the community, that guys are retiring, like, kind of way too early. Like, this is still a guy that can hang out in AAA and be a depth piece at 27. I don't really understand that. Now, he did have a dreadful couple seasons here, so maybe the performance is playing a role in it too, in which case it does become a bit more understandable. But from a rating standpoint, like, this is still a decent knock-around AAA guy. Dietrich Enns, we talked about him earlier in an episode. I mean, his ratings are definitely still fine. Now, he's 34, so that's a totally different story. That one makes a lot more sense to me at that age. He'd come back over from overseas, and if you did miss that, what I had mentioned with him, he came back from the KBO. He had a different name, which was really weird, but he had the Dietrich Enns Twitter handle, so I was like, I'm just going to change him back. And he was bad at AAA, really bad results. So at 34, it makes a lot more sense, even though his ratings are pretty decent. But I don't really understand Zach Kent retiring. It's kind of weird. All right, so game 4, Varland v. McKenzie. They give us the pitcher edge again. Oh, no. OSA gives us the pitcher edge. Our scout says it's a tie. Interesting. To me, at least. All right. Customary first batter. 0-2 to Lewis. Boom, struck him out. Now let's jump to the 6th. And we're up 5-2. Let's go. Let's do some half innings here. Oh, they make it 5-4 right away. All right. Did I push McKenzie? Yeah, that's on me, y'all. One of the downsides of doing that sometimes is I forget to look at the pitch counts. I'm going to wear that. Fuck, Paul, that's such a bad mistake, dude. If we lose this game, I mean, we still have a lead right now, but if we lose, I got to wear a lot of that one. Ah, damn it. I didn't even think about it. Totally goofed that one. Henry's trying to escape. Buddy, you can just go. The door's partially open. Just wiggle your little body through it. Much easier for Char. She's tiny. All right, so now we got guys warming up. We'll do another half inning here. Okay, we get one of the runs back. I feel less awful about my mistake. Poor Tristan McKenzie. I'm running him into the ground here. Switch right, left coming up. I think we'll go Bybee. And then I'm going to go Risp. Nothing for them. Bottom 7. I think I heard strikeout there. We'll go Risp. Nothing for us. Top 8. Arias getting tired. We'll go ahead and sit him. Let's get Henches and Clase up. We'll do another Risp. Nothing for them. Let's go. Bottom 8. We got 2 on, 1 out with Arias coming up against Jax. Sorry, Arias. You never. I don't really give Arias the opportunity to be the hero. He comes up in these key situations, and we immediately go to the bench. But I'm sorry, man. You're kind of in for defense, and so we're going to take our opportunities here. Frankly, Watson should maybe be getting some of these starts. Now, he didn't do very well for us in his 43-game sample, but his ratings from an offensive standpoint are definitely better, and his defense isn't too far away. But we'll keep it going like this for now, and Watson will come in to face Jax. Wait, what was it, Jax? Let me check that. Yeah, Jax just coming in again. Dude, they're really leaning on Jax here. He's not going to be pitching 3 out of the last 4 days. Which, hey, I get it's the playoffs, man. You need your best guys as often as you can go to them. So I totally get it. Let's go ahead and put Watson at second base and see what he can do here. 1-2 pitch coming. Struck him out. Arias is like, I could have done that crap. Full count to DeLuca with 2 down. And he pops one straight up in the infield here. It's actually going to get into foul territory. And that'll retire the side. So we go to the top of the 9th. Bybee pitching well. It'll be Heim, Lewis, Hurley. And don't forget, we're doing 2-3-2, so there is no off day tomorrow. I think I'm going to sit Clase. And if I can avoid using him here and having him for tomorrow instead, I'd rather that. Now, we're not going to take it too far. If things start to get out of hand, I'm going to immediately jump right back to Clase. But I think for now, this makes some sense, and we let Bybee kind of keep going here to see if he can be a little bit of a hero for us. You know, he had that brilliant outing, 3 1/3 perfect, back in the game 2 loss. Can he come through huge again here? Let's stick with Bybee. And then if he gets the first 2 outs here, I might go to Henches for Hurley, but we'll see. Full count coming. Heim walks. These freaking leadoff walks, dude. Come on. Now Henches is tiring. I'm going to give Bybee one last guy here. And that's going to get away. So now runner on second. Nobody out. Lewis back up the box for a base hit. It's going to make it 6-5 probably, depending on how deep it was. Okay, didn't get that deep. Got to get the field zones pulled up. I always have a reminder like that when like the first play where I want to know exactly where the ball went comes up. I'm like, ooh, field zones. Let's get the field zone chart. Boom, there it is. And then we go to the game log and we see where that went. 6MD. Yeah, could have guessed. Could have guessed it was somewhere in the 6M, 6MD area. Maybe the 8S. Maybe shallow center. But obviously with them not running, plus they're also not trying to make a big out at home, or the first out in this case. All right, so shit has gotten dicey. And with Hurley coming up, we're going to go to Henches. And then I think we got to get Clase back up. He's ready. I'm going to sit him back down for one batter here, and then we'll see what's what. Hurley against Henches. Let me take down these field zones. 1-1 pitch coming. And that one's blasted to center. That's going to get down. Going to score 1 run. It might tie the game. Jack Hurley with a lefty-lefty double makes it 6-5 with the tying run 90 feet away and the go-ahead run in scoring position. Well, maybe should have just gone to Clase from the jump. Who can say for sure? Thought it made some sense to try to get to a point where we don't have to use him, and we would have him available for tomorrow, which is a clutch game too. But we need this game for tomorrow to even really carry a lot of weight. I mean, it's going to carry a lot of weight regardless, but you know what I mean. So let's just go to Class A. See if he can shut this shit down. Brooks Lee batting. Ground ball to second. They're going to come home with it. Oh, thank God. That's where the animation thing comes into our favor there, because obviously he looked safe by an hour, but they're saying no, which I love. In this case, we love it. So we get the runner. Cut down at home, so it's still 6-5. Runners at the corners now with one out. Now with Buxton, he's going to be hard to double. And so I'm curious how they play it. Obviously, you know, if we can get the double play, that's ball game and we're golden. But let's see what happens. He's first pitch swinging unless it's a wild pitch, and he's going to blast one into right for a base hit, tie ball game. Fuck. Here comes the throw to third. Not in time. So now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away with just one out, and it'll be Brandon Lau up. And we don't have a lefty to go to right now, so it's going to have to be Class A. 1-1 pitch. Lau pops it up into shallow left. Kind of deep short more than shallow left, but either way, Jimenez reels it in to retire to get the second out. Because I almost said retire the side. It'll be Casty now. 1-2 pitch. And he's going to rip one in the left for a base hit. 1-2, I was hoping for the punchy. Instead, it's going to be an RBI single. It's going to be a 2-run single. Or 2-run double, I mean. Jesus, dude. What a choke. What a choke from Class A, dude. I'm sorry. And I don't throw that word around a lot. I think it's totally overused in today's sports culture. Or like every loss is a choke or whatever. It's so stupid. But that's pretty bad, man. You got to step up for us and at least get us to the ninth, bottom of the ninth tied, for fuck's sake. Who gives a shit? I'm so pissed, dude. Duran coming in for the save. Top of the order with Jimenez, Ramirez, Naylor. We got a chance at least with the top of the order, but 2 to keep going, 3 to win it. 1-1 pitch coming. Ground ball to second. Easy play, 1 down. 0-2 to Ramirez. That's punchy all day. Oh, no, it's not, but it's still an out. I do like being proven wrong when I whine that the 0-2 is going to be an out. That is still fun for me. And then 0-1 to Josh. Cool. So 2 ground outs and that, and there we go. We're down 3-1, y'all. That's a tough one. The 2 1-run games that we lost in Minnesota, that was pretty tough too, for obvious reasons, because they're close. This one stings way more for obvious reasons as well. Just blowing it late is just a nightmare. It's just an absolute nightmare. Unfucking believable, man. We need Cantillo to step up. It's for our lives at this point. All right, let's just get right into it. No crying and carrying on. We got to just battle. Classic, 1 game at a time. All that sort of cliche. All right, game 5. Last one in Cleveland here. Cantillo v. Lopez. Need our ace to save our lives. Jump right to the 5th. And we're down 3-2. Excellent. See, in that instance, when I say excellent, I mean the exact opposite. It's clever, I know. All right, he's at 59 pitches. It'll be left, right. We will get the pen going, but I am going to try to let him get this inning here, or at least some of it. I think we'll get Eflin going here too. You know what? I'm going to hit a RISP, and they get nothing. Bottom 5, and we got a runner on second with nobody out. Single for DeLuca, and then he stole a base, and it's going to be 2-0 to Jimenez, or 2-1, excuse me. I think I might have said 2-0 because he stole on that pitch, and then it was 2-1. Ground out does advance DeLuca to third. Tying run just 90 feet away with J-Ram coming up. Got to tie it. Just got it. And that... Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God. Pop up into foul territory, and now we need a fucking hit. Or a wild pitch, I guess, but you know what I mean. Josh, you got to be great. We're putting everything on your shoulders, like every damn game right now, but hey, you like that scenario. You like that. Boom! Base hit under the glove of Castellanos. That will tie the game up. And they were going for 2 like the madman that he is. Let's fucking go. Kerstead now, full count. Walked him. 2 on, 2 out. Stowers, full count. Walked him. Bases loaded. It'll be Josh Winder now. Boom! 3-run homer for Matt Bierling. We win 14-11. Bang! Let's go. That's Bierling going righty-righty too. Nice dub. Nice dub, boys. All right, so my real-life team won. Let's get my virtual team to make a nice comeback here. Come on, Bailey. Be great. 2-2 pitch coming to Patrick Bailey. Tapper to the mound. Wasting that opportunity is pretty brutal, but at least we tied it up. All right, 72 pitches for Cantillo. Both these guys are tiring. We don't love that. Switch right, left. Let's go to Espino here. We're going to sit Eflin, and we're going to do a RISP. And they got a runner on. Okay, lead off double. Yeah. You know what? We're going to just do the half. I'm going to get ballsy here. They get the run back. We'll do a half for ourselves, and we get nothing. Top 7. Let's get Elmon warmed up with Arias, and then hit a RISP for them. Nothing for them. Okay, stretch time down 4-3. Top of the order with Jimenez, Ramirez, and Josh. Nah, our backs are against the wall. We got to go batter by batter here. Can't speed through this. There's a little tapper. I swear, man, playing out these games, most of our scoring comes when I'm doing like the full sims, and so we come back and we have runs. For the at-bats that we're playing out, I feel like 2% have gotten out of the infield. It's been a nightmare with the offense. 1-0. Ground ball to second. 2 down. And 1-2 count to Josh. This is what I'm fucking talking about, dude. We can't get the ball out of the infield. This is a nightmare. Right switch coming up. We'll go to Almon. I'm going to do a RISP. Nothing for them. Bottom 8. Duran in for the 2-out save. 2 inning. I keep calling it a 2-out save. Kerstead, Stowers, Bailey. Come on, man. Where are those home run issues? Can we get those to pop back up? 1-2 pitch coming to Kerstead. Struck him out looking. 2-1 to Stowers. And a little diving play. Still in the infield, by the way, for the second out. And it'll be Bailey. Henry's back, by the way. Hey, buddy. 2-2. I don't have anything to say, dude. I'll take a fucking fly out at this point. It'll be the same result, but at least they can show that they get the fucking ball out of the infield. God. So annoying. Whatever. Just do a half inning there. Okay, they don't score. All right. Sorry, I'm so angry. This game pisses me off when I fail. But I will say, do I take it too seriously? Definitely. But I get equally as happy and excited when we do well. So I don't just only do the negative and get upset when things don't go well. I do derive the great joy from it when there is success. So I guess that's an okay trade-off. I probably shouldn't get as angry, but I can't help it. All right, Valera, Arias, DeLuca. Obviously, Arias isn't going to bat. Valera is, because he can walk. He's got the great walk and pretty decent BABIP. And then we'll go to somebody else for Arias. There's a sharp grounder to short. Still on the fucking infield, though. All right, the Watson thing hasn't been working. You know what? Let's try to go full redemption arc here for Bo. He's got the skills to do something. Let's see if it can come out in practice for once. Bo Naylor pinch hitting for Gabriel Arias. 2-2 pitch coming. This is a punchy all day. No, it's not. It's fucking laced into right field, baby. He's like, shut up, you pencil neck geek. Saying I'm going to strike out. I ain't striking out for shit. I'm ripping a double. And we got the tying run in scoring position. Naylor can run, too. We don't really need to pinch run. I'm not even sure Freeman's better. Base running 65. Base running 60. Yeah, 5 points better. So he's technically better, but not enough to make the change. All right, DeLuca's up now. I can't let DeLuca bat. If it was against a lefty, sure. Although he's actually been having a good playoff. I'm actually inclined to stick with him for that exact reason. A little hot hand action, especially because, you know, it's not like DeLauder is so good that he has to be blindly trusted, you know? In Watson, we've seen what he's been able to do or not been able to do in his pinch hit opportunities. And pinch hitting is remarkably difficult. So I'm not trying to roast him for that. Coming in and trying to get a hit off the bench is not easy. Does DeLuca walk? Nah, he's got a 45. 50 power. Actually, let's just compare these two. Can we do that? No, you can't do comparisons in-game. I forgot. 40, 45 on the power I with a 65 avoid K. I do like the 65 avoid K there. What's DeLuca's at? 50. So that does help DeLauder. Because, there's a good chance he's going to put the ball in play. Now, there's also this aspect. The splits for Duran himself. And he loses 10 stuff, 5 homer, and 5 BABIP against the lefties. Yeah, I think we go DeLauder here. DeLauder for DeLuca. And you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the moves here because I'm going to operate as though we are going to go into extras. This is confidence. Instead of leaving him as the pinch. Okay, well, we'll leave Naylor because he's not going to play second base. But everything else with the outfielders there, that's confidence, saying that DeLauder's going to have to play the outfield because we're going to tie this bitch up. 1-2 pitch. You knew it. I didn't want to say it because I just didn't want to be such a negative little bitch. But I knew he was going to fucking strike out. All right, it's up to Jimenez now. I don't think it was on OSA the whole time. It might have been. It wouldn't have changed any decisions. Duran is in the freaking tank right now. 32 pitches. He's in the red, almost in the black, for God's sakes. I'm not talking financial because those two things are the opposite. I'm talking on this little meter here. We're going to go pitch by pitch, and we're going to take the first pitch in their first strike. All right, we can't go down 0-2. I got to swing away the rest of the way and let Jimenez do his thing. There's ball 1. 1-1 pitch now from Duran. That's low, ball 2. No! Are you kidding me, bro? How does he get that call? That is so devastating. 2-1 to 1-2 is just light years different, y'all. 1-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. Figures he has to swing at everything if they're going to fucking call strikes like that second one. Now, in fairness, that was very clearly a strike. I'm just being a bitter berry. 1-2 again. Lifted. Deep to right. Back. Gone. Bomb. 5-4. Walk-off shot. Andres Jimenez. Oh, my God. Holy crap. We stay alive, baby. Make it 3-2. We're going back to Minnesota. Andres Jimenez, the God. Holy crap, look at that. Woo. Little roller coaster. The plummet. His second of the day, too. I didn't realize that because we simmed through the first few innings. 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 4 ribbies, including the walk-off. Player of the game. Who else could it be? Andres freaking Jimenez. We go to a game 6 in Minnesota. Holy shit. I do love that it still does the comparison here, but with ends instead of the 2 hitters that we had. Oh my God. Holy Toledo. All right. Well, we live. We live. What's going on elsewhere? Oh, Baltimore made quick work of Tampa Bay, 4-0. Cards up 3-2 on the Dodgers, and the Cubs win 4-1 against the Braves. So the Braves, with their bye, they did not leverage it, and the Dodgers are down as well. The O's held because they're amazing, and obviously we're trying to upset the Twins here. We're trying to make all the teams with a bye look, all but one, make them look silly here. All right, let's get to game 6. Get a little off day, traveling over to Minnesota. Obviously not too much travel between these two, but we will take that off day and enjoy it. We're going to go to the Mall of America. Maybe get Auntie Anne's pretzel. I don't know. Is Auntie Anne's even in the Mall of America? It has to be, right? Every mall staple, regardless of what it is, has to be in the Mall of America, right? If they're that big, how could they leave out any of them? They got a Spencer's, they got a Hot Topic, they got a Journeys, they got a Auntie Anne's, they got to bring back Orange Julius stands, right? I don't think those are individual stands anymore. I've never been to the Mall of America. I don't know what they have, but they should have all those things. Random ass kiosks in the middle of the mall that make bootleg jerseys. Y'all don't have those? We got one of those. Well, we had one of those here in Austin when the mall was still open. I used to work at a mall. Kids, a mall is a giant building with a collection of individual stores. It's like Amazon in real life. All right, Raylo v. Stro. We got a shot, baby. We're breathing life again. I don't know why it keeps defaulting to OSA. That's annoying the shit out of me. It shouldn't, but it does. As we've covered already in this episode, I get annoyed by pretty dumb shit. Jimenez, the man of the hour. Oh, that's pitch by pitch. Hang on. First batter, 1-2. All right, strikes out. Not ideal, but not the end of the world. Let's jump right to the fifth. All right, we're up 3-1. Let's do a risp. And we got a runner on second with a run in. So strikeout Jimenez, walk for J-Ram, and then an RBI double for Josh Naylor. Atta baby. Raylos threw 4 innings at 40 pitches. So he's doing well. Let's just go ahead and half inning this. And we get another run. Let's go. That's more in the interest of time. I don't usually like to just sim through it if we were in the midst of something with runners in scoring position. But again, I'll reiterate, if this goes 7, it could be a really, really, really long video, and I don't want it to be too crazy. All right, so now we're just going to go half inning here because, I mean, I'm going to warm somebody up just in case, but Raylo at 40 pitches should be good. And they get nothing, and Raylo only needed 17 pitches. Not terrible. Not super efficient, but certainly not a bad inning. And then top 6, we'll do another risp for us, and we got runners at the corners with nobody out. Josh Winder coming in, and Jimenez strikes out again. Jimenez, I can't crush him. He's 0 for 4 with 3 punchies, but after what he did last game, how could I? I would be terrible to really give him a hard time about that. And there's a base hit in the center. That's going to score another run. Make it 6-1, baby. Let's go. Josh now, 0-1 to Josh. Ground ball to second. Flips to short. Back to 1. Double play. So, bummer there, but it is still 6-1, so can't be too pissed. I swear they tire so much faster this year. That has to be a change. Y'all, if you guys do the warm-up thing and you play out games like I do consistently, let me know if you're noticing that too. I don't think I'm going crazy that they tire so much faster this year. I think we're going to warm up Bybee and Funderburk here. Raylo's at 57 pitches. I'm still going to do... Okay, I didn't know if you hit the at-bat, if it would just sim the at-bat or if it does it like this, the way it's playing it out. So there's a leadoff double, less than ideal. But I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to pitch to Ramirez here, full count. Lifts one to center, but playable. A little sliding grab there for DeLuca, 1 down. Because these guys are still warming. We got Brooks Lee coming up. Raylo's at 64 pitches. I think 1-2 more batters probably max here for Raylo. 2-1 pitch. I know we have a nice lead. I could feasibly sim through some of this, but you don't want a snowball. All of a sudden, you think, oh, we got a 5-run lead. We're good. You hit a risp or a half inning, and all of a sudden it's like 6-5 with 2 on and 1 out or some shit. So I'm really trying to avoid that. Let's see if we can get out of the inning here. That one's going to get away because it wouldn't be a simmed out game without a wild pitch. 2-2 to Buxton. Popped up into foul territory. That'll retire the side. So we head to the 7th up 6-1. It's probably going to be it for Raylo. We're going to hit a half inning for ourselves here. Both these guys are tiring. Raylo's at 74 pitches. We'll call it a day for him, and we'll go to Funderburk with 2 lefties coming up. We'll sit Bybee, and then we're going to hit a half inning here. We're just going to go. We're going to... No, I got to do a risp. I'm too scared. And there we go. 2 on, 1 out. And that's exactly why I can't just do a half inning. Because if Correa hits a 3-run homer here and all of a sudden it's 6-4, I'll be freaking out. So let's just do that. We'll get Arias warmed up and Alamon. And we'll pitch to Correa. 1-2. Struck him out looking. 2 outs now. 3-1 to Heim, and he's going to take a walk to load the bases. Oh, shit. Oh, and look who's up. Oh boy. The Grand Slam King himself, Royce Lewis. Well, mound visit here. Lewis, a little bit better against lefties ratings wise. Actually, only gets 5 homer, but that's the exact thing we don't want to happen. Funderburk, we got another righty on deck. I'm going to go Almon here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I know it's a 5-run lead, but I'm still just playing it cautiously. We got to get to this game 7, and I just don't want things to get out of hand as we get the ground out there to retire the side. Let's go, baby. All right. We're going to warm up Eflin with Arias, and we're going to hit a half inning for us. Okay, we get nothing. We're going to do a RISP for that. Actually, hang on. Alamon only has the 1 pitch. Now, this might be getting a little bit too cute, and y'all can roast me if you think that's the case. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out Alamon and try to have him for tomorrow. Because I know we have to win this game to get there, but we're feeling pretty good. Look, if we blow this lead, we don't deserve to win anyway. So I know playing for tomorrow when you got to secure today can be a little dicey. I think this makes some sense, though. Y'all can let me know if you think I'm an idiot for this. We'll see how it goes. I'll sit Arias. I think I'm going to try to let Eflin finish this. So we're going to hit a RISP for this one. And they get nothing. Top 9. We get nothing. Bottom 9. It'll be Brandon Lau, Nick Castellanos, and Max Kepler against Eflin. We're gonna trust him here. He's going to have to get in a lot of trouble to get taken out of here. There's a strikeout. 1-2 to Casty. Another punchy. The one thing that Eflin doesn't do very well is strike guys out, and here he is with 3 punches in an inning and 2/3, including 2 in the top of the 9th, or bottom of the 9th. 1-2. Oh, I thought he was going to strike out the side. Instead, that's going to be a fly out ball game. We're going to game 7. Holy shit, y'all. I am stunned. I am truly stunned. I was pretty nervous that we were getting murked. All right. We got what we wanted. A game 7. I mean, I would have loved a 4-0 sweep, but you know what I mean. Once we go down 0-2, that goes out the window. Oh, baby. So it'll be Allen v. Paddock. We've got the SP edge, but in a game 7, you know, all bets are off, as they say. Cards did beat the Dodgers in 7. The Dodgers were the team with the bye, right? So Braves and Dodgers both lose. And like I said, if we win, we could make it 3 of the 4 teams with the bye going home. Kind of like real life has been happening, right? People are like, they got to change the playoffs. The best team, the bye teams are losing. It's like, well, that's a playoff, right? Like if you don't want that sort of stuff to happen, don't have playoffs. That's really the only answer. Because by their very nature, playoffs are fluky and volatile. So I didn't really understand some of that pushback. Now, in fairness, it was probably mostly just from the fans of those teams that were losing. They were like, this sucks. And it's like, well, what do you want? A guaranteed World Series? You have to win games. Anyway, enough of that tangent. Logan Allen v. Paddock. Oh, hang on. I want to do one thing. Even though you can access it from the game, like I could put the starters into the bullpen. Like you could just go into substitutions and do it. I do want to do this. Well, it says only in crucial situations. I would imagine this is a crucial situation. I'm going to leave it just to test. I want to see if they show up in the bullpen right now once we get into the game. But like I said, even if they don't, you can still get to them. So if we wanted to, or hang on, let's test it normally first. Go to the bullpen. All right, they would be down here. They should be, because this is a very crucial situation. But it's not the end of the world, because then you just go to substitutions, and if you wanted to use one of your starters here, you could just bring them in that way. So it's still possible. I just thought it would be cool if the only in crucial situations would list them in the bullpen menu. Now, the only one who has a chance to possibly get in this game would be McKenzie. The only one possible. That said, our bullpen is damn near fully rested. Funderburk is the only one with any sort of significant juice taken out of him. A little bit for Eflin, too. He's only 5% more rested. But he's also not a key part of our bullpen, if we're just being honest about it. So I feel good about where we're at. And then on their end, Duran, I mean, he's going to be available because it's a game 7. but he's at 67% because he threw 37 pitches. So it's taken some time for him to really get back. As you can see, their starters are listed in the bullpen. But like, I guess Varland, I could see Varland maybe getting the call, but we'll see. All right, here we go. First batter, full count to Jimenez, takes a walk. There we go. And then let's go ahead and get to the 5th. And we're up 4-2. Let's go, baby. And Paddock's done. Brandon Bernardino is in. Wow. So Correa has a 2-run shot. Kerstead does as well. And so does Arias. So 3 2-run shots account for all the scoring here, including Gabriel Arias, who I've been saying, like, you know, we've been taking him out of all these plate appearances. You check now, he is tied for the team lead in home runs at 3. So he's only hitting 152, but when he does damage, or when he does connect, he does damage. So we love that. All right, let's get through this inning. We'll just do half, and we get nothing because I want to see where Allen's at. He's at 63 pitches, so he's kind of in the middle. Too risky to just say, you know, mindlessly do a half inning here. Let's go Bybee. Let's go Bybee Arias, and then let's hit a Risp. Shit, runners at the corners with nobody out. That's okay. The only time that it's a problem would be if something would have happened that I might have undone had I been watching it. But a Correa walk, I wasn't going to take him out. So then Heim hitting a single, we weren't going to make any changes there. So it's fine. Let's do a mound visit. Both guys are ready. It's Urshela coming in to pinch hit against the lefty. And then there's 2 more righties after him, which means we're going to Bybee. And let's see if he can get out of this, at least keep us in the lead. Even if Correa scores, if we can make it 4-3, if we can somehow keep it at 4-2, that's obviously amazing. 1-1 pitch. And Urshela flies out to shallow left. That will not get the runner in. Oh, they're throwing. Or he's coming. And he's going to get thrown out at home, baby. Sorry, I botched the call on that, but I was so stunned that he was running. We got to check field zones on that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's go to the game log real quick. 7-8S. All right, so they're saying that was about here. That is an aggro send. That is a very, very aggressive send. Wow. Ryan McMahon with a 2-run homer off of Ranger Suarez in Colorado. Suarez has been untouchable. Gives up a lefty-lefty 2-run shot. I mean, Colorado's a whole different ball game. Although Colorado sucks this year that, like, they've actually been a team that you can kind of pick on even at home. Normally, I don't want to start anybody at Coors, even like, well, except for my studs. I'll start my aces there in fantasy, but right now, I'm even starting kind of mid-tier guys just because Colorado has been horrendous. All right, back to our game here. We got Heim on second with 2 outs now. So we got the unique double play. Let's go ahead and replay that because that was awesome. It's a 4-star play. So the catch difficulty was severe. He had to run in for it. Maybe his momentum kept going and he rifled it to home. Out easily there. And now we'll go to 1-1 to Lewis. And he's going to lift one to left. That'll also be playable by Valera to retire the side. So we go top 6, up 4-2. And it'll be Bernardino back out. He'll get Stowers, Bailey, Valera. A couple lefties against the lefty, but I'm going to stick with them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let Fry get a little PA here. No. Hang on. We're only up 2. I can't be doing shit like that. I know Stowers isn't having the best playoff, but I can't be taking out a 36 home run hitter. I'm glad I stopped myself from that. That would have been stupid. Let's just do the half inning here, and we don't get anything. Bottom 6, we're going to go ahead and sit Arias because Bybee's going to get this inning and maybe another, depending on how well he does. I'm going to go Risp. Nothing for them. Top 7, we get nothing. Stretch time, only 11 pitches still for Bybee. And so I think we're going to hit another Risp here. Yes! Top 8, we're up 4-2. It's going to be Bailey, Valera, Arias against Steven Okert. Let's do 1 Risp for us. Nothing. Okay, bottom 8. When we have the lead, I find, our pitching is more compelling. When we're down, of course, the hitting is more compelling. So we'll go batter to batter here. Let's get Clase and Henches warmed up. So they got left, right. And Bybee's been amazing. He's still only at 26 pitches. So I really don't mind trusting him here against the lefty, especially with a 2-run lead. He can't tie the game in one swing. He flares one out to left. Valera again. Valera all over the place right now, making plays left and right. Royce Lewis, 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. And Harold Ramirez, 1-2. Boom, punchy. Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. We head to the ninth, up 4-2 in Game 7. Duran coming in. I'm going to sit Henches. Because, yeah, if we take out Bybee, it's going to be for Class A. And we'll play out our hitting here. See if we can get some insurance. 2-2 to Jimenez. And he flares one into left. That's going to get down for a base hit, baby. Let's go. Runner's going. Safe by a mile. Ooh, I got a little gutsy with it. I didn't want to say anything. I always laugh and make jokes about how I don't believe in jinxes. Because I don't. But I didn't want to put it out into the ether that I was stealing. Because I didn't want the game to hear me and make him get caught. That's way more logical than believing in jinxes. Thinking that a video game can hear you. All right. J-Ram with a runner on second. I want this insurance run so badly. 1-1. That one's skied deep to center. That's going to get over Buxton's head. That's going to hit the wall. An easy double for Ramirez. The run will score. Make it 5-2. Let's go, baby. Duran, don't forget. Coming in a little bit, juiced here. Or gas is what I mean to say. Because even though he hadn't pitched for a couple days, he ran down so much 3 days ago with 37 pitches that he's not at his best right now. Not at all. I mean, it says right here that it suggests that he kind of is, but we saw it when we looked at their bullpen that he was only at 66%. So it's like he's usable today, but certainly not his best self. 2-2 to Josh. Struck him out. 2-0 to Kerstead. Popped up. 2 down. Oh, they let Duran catch it. Wow. A pitcher making a play, catching a pop-up on the infield. That's crazy. And that'll leave it up to Stowers. What if he goes yard? Nah, ground out. I was going to say it would have been cool if he went yard after I almost took him out and then reconsidered. But that's all right, though. We got a 3-run lead, bringing in our closer to shut it down here in the bottom of the ninth, Game 7 of the ALDS. It'll be Class A against Brooks Lee, Byron Buxton, and Nick Castellanos. Lee, swinging first pitch, going to flare one into left. Valera, tracking, makes the grab, 1 down. Buxton. He's swinging first pitch, popped up on the infield. Easy play. Who's going to take it? It'll be J-Ram. 2 down. Castellanos now. 2 pitches, 2 outs. 2-1 pitch coming to Casty. Ground ball into right for a base hit. Just under the glove there of Gabriel Arias. So it'll be Brandon Lau now. And I'm going to stick, obviously, with Class A. 2-2 pitch. Class A kicks and fires. Struck him out looking. Ball game series. Let's go. ALCS time. After being down 3-1, the Cleveland Guardians storm all the way back. Heston Kjerstad and Gabriel Arias go yard. Yes, baby. Oh, my God. I did not think we were going to win, y'all. I was a real pessimistic Pete. Some of you might say, why don't you just use your name? It starts with a P, you giant dipshit. Well, I don't have a good answer for that, so deal with it. I don't want to acknowledge that I am a pessimistic Paul. I'll put it off on, a faceless named person named Pete. Nice little couple 5-star plays. Let's go. Doesn't say which ones they are, but we'll take it. Jimenez gets series MVP. All right. Could have gone a lot of different directions. But I think it makes sense with what he did a couple games ago. Right? Because there's like a bunch of guys that have similar outputs. So then you go with somebody who maybe had the best moment. And obviously the big walk-off there with our backs against the wall to keep this even going makes a lot of sense to me. So we lose the first 2 in Minnesota. We win the first at home. We drop a real tough Game 4. Storm back in Game 5 for the walk-off. Easy, relatively easy win in Game 6. And then, kind of breezy win in Game 7. 5-2 is not a blowout by any stretch, but we felt pretty much in control and got the job done. Holy shit. But now we get the Orioles, and that is not going to be easy. So we will get into the Orioles team and what they look like. Spoiler alert, amazing is what they look like in the next episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. ALCS against the O's next time out. Peace.